Well, Kevin Durant is doing something that we're accustomed to seeing him do, which is responding to sports personalities. So first off, Kevin Durant responded to some audio from Colin Cowherd over a decade and a half ago as Kevin Durant was about to get drafted, in which Colin pretty much was dumping on KD and was pretty much saying he would have rather taken Greg Oden. Obviously, we know Kevin Durant has been a little better than what Greg Oden turned out to be. Unfortunately, injuries derailed Greg Oden's career, and KD decided to let Colin know randomly about it, tweeting out, "Can I take my victory lap now?" That's from KD to Colin, and it didn't stop there as Charles Barkley sounded off on ESPN's Get Up the other day, saying pretty much Kevin Durant's got to win a championship by being the bus driver versus somebody right on the bus. KD again responded on Twitter, saying, "All this ish is nasty. Another terrible analogy from a hating old head that can't accept that we making more bread than them. It's just time and Chuck. Don't hate the player." That's what KD wrote on his Twitter account about Charles Barkley. And we already told you guys what he said about Colin Cowherd. So I'm one of the guys that loves that Kevin Durant decides to go back and forth with members of the media. I like it. I think it's good for the game because I look at it as an extension of trash talking. These athletes that care, they need things that get them riled up about the game that they're about to play for 9 months of their life, right? Every season. So I love that KD uses sports personalities. And by the way, outside of this postseason, more times than not, KD does respond well when people are crapping on his name and talking bad about him. Didn't do so well this postseason. Now, people would argue KD has done so more times than not when he's had other all-stars alongside of him healthy, especially when he was in Golden State. But I'd argue back at him a year and some change ago as the Brooklyn Nets were taking on the Milwaukee Bucks shorthandedly. I mean, Kevin Durant had James Harden for a couple games, but James was a shell of himself, and he took Giannis and the Bucks, the team that went on to win the championships. He took them 7 games pretty much by a lonesome. If you look at what Giannis was able to do against Boston this year without Chris Middleton, I mean, if you think about it from that standpoint, Giannis had more against Boston this year, and he was unable to get it done against the Celtics. And Kevin Durant, versus a Kevin Durant who pretty much didn't have Kyrie or James Harden for most of that series. Interesting, right? I think Kevin Durant, though, needs to be cognizant of this. The more he talks, the more rumors are swirling around this time of the season. I just cannot believe that Kevin Durant continues to just watch Kyrie screw him. That's my only thing, right? With everything going on in Kevin Durant's personal life, presumably with the Brooklyn Nets, which is his personal life, I can't believe Kevin Durant is watching this Kyrie stuff just swirl, and he's on social media with it. That's more shocking to me. Not that Kevin Durant's talking some to Charles Barkley, Colin Cowherd. I don't care about that. Stephen A. Smith, whatever. That's one of his things, whatever. But with everything going on in Brooklyn right now, you would think, in theory, KD would be very low right now, or if nothing else, working behind the scenes to try to smooth things over with his mans. Kyrie's supposed to be his mans, and apparently his mans ain't happy with the offers being offered to him by the Brooklyn Nets. You'd think KD would be talking to, management in Brooklyn trying to figure this thing out versus tweeting. Because if Kyrie does leave in the next few days, I am going to be critical of Kevin Durant. Like, yo, bro, you on Twitter going back and forth with sports personalities. Y'all all rich. Why are you not mending fences that need to be mended so you can have the best team possible for your team to win a championship next year? You don't think it's ridiculous that you're sitting on social media as Kyrie's contract situation seemingly passes you by? Again, I know every man is a man for himself, but KD's the leader of that Brooklyn Nets team, and apparently they need him to lead right now and help figure this bad boy out. If nothing else, talk to Kyrie to try to get him and Brooklyn on the same page. I'm just saying. I mean, we have a track record of a guy who seemingly is obsessed with social media. Again, doesn't bother me, but he got burner accounts. He's got caught on burner accounts. He's always responding to media personalities. In Kevin Durant's mind, he doesn't look at it as if Charles Barkley, Colin Cowherd, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith got the right to say whatever they want, even though Kevin Durant makes hundreds of millions of dollars playing the game. Clearly, KD doesn't look at it like that. He looks at it as like, basketball is something I do. You don't have the right to be critical of me when you're unfair. And, look, you can go back and forth and tell me what you think about that. I tend to believe, you athletes are making $40, $50 million a year. Some of y'all should just be blessed to be in that position for what y'all do for a living. Look, all respect to the entertainment y'all provide. I'm very blessed for it in my personal career. But be clear, there are a lot of people hurting out here. I don't think you should care about what anybody has to say about you in the realm of entertainment, because at the end of the day, you get the most money to entertain. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Kevin Durant once again going back and forth with sports media personalities. He's been doing it all summer. Ever since the Nets season ended, Kevin Durant's been on social media talking to Charles, talking to Stephen A., talking to now Colin Cowherd, just talking.